Drag back in, Jimmy hits a right click, Leave hits a right click and a stun. Like, there's not much you can do.
Oh.
Look at Mano's health bar right now. He's nanoed, by the way. Big anti in the front line, though.
Oh, yeah, and that actually catches both Elsa and Gaga, but it's Leave who's taken his leave, and luckily here, currently have the Fusion, making their way in, being able to get
the Hunters set up on the high ground.
Oh, and the dive attempt though from Mono, the Gravitic Flux, but another big anti. Can we talk about Alarm's anti-nade so far? Within this first round has just been a statement maker already. Also does find Mono, so Mono won't be in this fight, but it's gonna be up to Hoppa. Fortunately, won't have the reset with the mech, but it's going to be Leave who finds that flash, takes care of Carpe. They've lost Nisha though, but the rally is going to be activated by Toby to allow the rest of this team to move in, and Hoppa gets taken out before getting right back into the mech. Look at this chaos ensuring, but it's going to be the Hunters to plant their feet on this ground.
That was beautiful. Again,
Jimmy's
Fusion
turret.
can't let the Hunters set up, right?
But luckily, Carpe is on the high ground in great positioning with the Deadeye. Really shortly, he's going to pull the trigger on it. Leave got antied. Instead, just creating some of that space on the high ground. Look at the way that they're positioned, splitting some of that attention out while Hoppa is getting enabled. They take care of Jimmy's turret, as well as Jimmy in the process. And finding that pick, though, you can already see Rascal's getting repositioned with the Death Blossom. He doesn't get stunned out of it. Instead, Elsa goes down, unfortunately not turning in place. It's going to be Leave who now takes his leave again, and Rascal on the Reaper. He's making his comeback here. He didn't like his performance yesterday, so he has to make up for it.
Yeah, he has to make up for it big time. The Death Blossoms don't really get all too much in these comps. There's so much to negate it. But Elsa, unfortunately,
That though the positioning that we currently have, the Fusion holding, has been really working out in their favor, but it's Gaga who finds Mono, the Molten Core, to create some of that space and do a lot of damage, but Jimmy gets anti to get big anti finding 3? Jimmy's not dead yet, I don't know how, but Leave is the one that falls because of that anti. Luckily keeping that turret still in rotation, but the overtime is crucial here. The Fusion are fighting for their life, and another big anti onto Gaga. That's both tanks down, and the Fusion now been able to flip this point. Alarm has been so consistent so far.
Encapsulated position. They're going to engage the rally yet again. Nisha's not going to go down first this time, though.
No, after learning their lesson here, Monk got hit with the anti, but it's Leave that gets that Deadeye onto Toby. They noticed, they learned their lesson, and Leave now getting the stun and taking care of Rascal, making a quick 3K. That's a great way to secure this round here if you are the Hunters, and it's Leave who's going to hold the helm and take the driver's seat for this fight.
Oh boy, Leave with the 3K at the Hunters. He's going to go down pretty quickly. Elsa gets naded, but yeah, knocked out of the Immortality field as he gets taken down, and this should be the point now for the Fusion.
Yeah, that was perfect positioning too. After the Immortality field, booping them out of it, and it's Rascal who is uncontested over to the side, by the way, getting a lot of line of sight over to the Hunters, and Hoppa getting a quick 2K. Mono wants to put himself on board, making a 3K though, Hoppa. We have our eyes on you, and currently the Fusion have been able to take this point first. But
Maybe for Overwatch 2 to make it effective. It's just really not that good considering how many shields. I mean, technically it'll be more effective because there are less shields in
but when you're
Overwatch 2.
powered up though? Okay, Rascal 1
yeah,
can
watch
make
it shoot shields. Oh no, he got one.
Oh,
I got 2. I take it back. I take it back.
Flux, the follow-up, Rascal heard you, Jaws, and said, hold up, the Nano Boost, the Gravitic Flux, I got a clear view, an eagle-eye view of where everybody else is going to be. It's target sustainability here from Nisha. Nisha's going to be the only one, I mean, getting close enough for the Supercharger, but isn't going to have any impact for that attack visor. Instead, though,
Jimmy?
Oh, and he got hit with the anti too. He gets moved off in a very similar fashion that we had seen from Mono, and now the minefields to try to clear the side. Luckily to get out of that situation, it's going to be Elsa who's going to retaliate onto the tank lineup of the Fusion.
Oh my goodness, that was almost perfect. Mono wanted to do the same thing like you mentioned, just bowl people out of that Immortality field.
He was going to have the pocket for him thanks to that Valk pop from Nisha. Jimmy's taking care of Carpe's Bob. The attack visor over to the side of Rascal getting into positioning, and you saw a follow from Mono, but Mono gets taken out by Leave, and Leave is still uncontested. Talk about taking care of Rascal, but Jimmy gets out of that situation after putting in some pressure, bringing that fight up to close quarters, but you don't want to bring yourself in that fight onto Leave. No one was playing this really spread out because you could currently see Rascal, who's playing aggressively and does have this sandwich going in, but Jimmy gets put to sleep and he has a Death Blossom. This could make a lot of difference, but Jimmy unfortunately gets taken out and Carpe gets put to sleep now instead. But right before Nisha gets taken out by that Deadeye Jaws, and you currently have the Fusion finding their footing here on this payload. You have the Hunters, unfortunately, that are unable to keep them at bay, but that was a really good fight that the Fusion just brought over to the Hunters.
And that kind of ended it there and then. Wow, Gaga's taking a lot of damage. Already wants a Primal, there he is.
Yeah, he pops Primal, but it's going to be the Death Blossom in the back, and it's going to be Leap to help clean up for Jimmy. And Leap is getting pocketed too by this, at the same time by Nisha, and we touched up on that from the gates when they came out, and Elsa to make a follow-up and make an appearance too. What a way to actually send fight through that window. Instead, he's just trying to take a different angle. See the high ground control, it's Mono, he gets that pick off of Jimmy. Oh, this is gonna be the Winston Bridge. Luckily though, Elsa does have those rocket boosters to live, and you can already see Elsa right back into this fight. Carpe though getting to position and finding Monk at an off angle. That's a great opening here as now both Elsa and Monk, well, luckily Monk gets res in this fight, but Monk has a nano boost, so that can make a difference to being there. Here comes Carpe wanting to find Nisha off to the side. I like this position that we've been seeing from Carpe because we've been able to get a lot of impact at these off angles, but it's trying to stay in this fight. It's going to be Mono dive nuts to Gaga that's taking him out. That's both Jimmy too that's not in this fight, but Nisha's reses have really been on point and they haven't been able to take care of Nisha yet. Always with that positioning, but Gaga gets put back to sleep and he takes so much damage. Now he's out of the fight for the second time.
Oh, what a kill onto Nisha! Mono melees him in the air before he actually gets slept. This could just be it. The spawn advantages aren't going to be good enough. Monk and Rascal dueling it out, but Leave again comes back big with a Primal.
Oh, but he gets put to sleep. He won't be present there. The payload, they need to stay on the point, and they do get there on time, but Jimmy's in the back. They need to take care of him. He's found Alarm, and that's a big pig. They're going to trade it for Nisha, but Monk still, they got off the point. They're not there anymore. Yeah, except Jimmy won't have to worry about that this time around. It's going to be Carpe who's getting dove on, though. He's taking a lot of damage, but luckily Toby's right there to help heal. It's going to be Rascal, though, that they really need to focus that attention on. He's already found two, and Papa Mono have been able to get that follow-up and clean up around the Hunters. I like the way that the Fusion now are playing this a lot more safer. Hoppa with another got antied again, but
that kind of sucks.
Monk and both Alarm are to initiate.
They're waiting for Jimmy to flank here, Vicky, actually. Yeah. Rascal's got the duplicate. If they don't spot Jimmy soon, this could be very, very bad news for the supports.
Oh, and he found Alarm talking about fighting the back line, and Carpe, who thought they were safe as Alarm was helping him out. That's a great start here if you're the Hunters, as you're making your way over to the payload. Now having that number advantage in the pocket, Rascal used that duplicate to copy the Mercy to at least help out that sustainability to make up for Toby's absence, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. The number advantage is too much with the Hunters managing to get this payload moving.
Wow, they were just buying time for Jimmy to just sneak back around. TP up onto the high ground. Like, this is ridiculous.
Death Blossom to
to
sleep. They saw him from so far away. Oh, gets sent all the way back. But look at the way that the rest of the Hunters are playing into this. They were so fixated on Jimmy. Now he's back in this fight, and he'll have Death Blossom. Meanwhile, Leave is absolutely tearing things up again on this duplicate Primal. He dives right back into the fight, but Mono's found a pick himself.
Get onto the bridge too. This is a lot of easy progression made here by the Hunters.
Oh, but it gets stopped with Leave going down. It's going to be Jimmy with a Death Blossom. He does so much damage. You have to respect that. Luckily, though, Hoppa is right there with the Matrix. Carpe does lose it to Elsa, the baby diva. And Nisha's right there to help out. Can we get a mech kill? We haven't seen that today yet. And Monk goes down. It's going to be a reset for the Hunters.
Yeah, all right. Copy available for Leave rather soon. The cart's in a very good position for the Hunters as well.
Oh my God.
Just waiting to engage again. There's the nano boost. You've got to watch out for Leave.
And now Leave has a duplicate too. Now trying to find this fight, and having the fact that you have that duplicate avoiding those sticky bombs. Jimmy and Elsa get antied, but Gaga goes down. Hunters are still fighting these picks, and they're cleaning up around the Fusion. Nisha gets Gaga right back in this fight, and Leave, once again, making an impact on this duplicate. They're slowly making their way with the payload, and they gotta touch the point.
Yeah, they do that just that in time, Vicky. Look, but you're going to get instantly desuited and defect. Oh, no.
No, they're trickling in, Jaws. This is looking grim, and it's looking like the Hunters are going to be able to push this all the way in. They don't even need to get it all the way to point B. The Diva Bomb, and nobody left to touch another map in the pockets of this engagement. They're struggling on trying to get this corner, but look at the way that Hunters are positioned. I mean, they're hanging out to the high ground, but Alarm gets dove on. Despite that nade and trying to go in for the sleep, and Gaga that comes out on top, but Rascal trades that. Luckily, though, for the Hunters, they have the number advantage with Nisha getting that res. Despite the duplicate from Leave, does have that Diva Bomb, but it's a duplicate versus duplicate battle, and it's going to be Leave that gets booted out first. Rascal's going to meet him right there after that. But currently, you have the Fusion down 2 members.
What a crazy nade.
On this high ground, you can see those resets actually that we were talking about here. It's Leave with the focusing beam onto Toby. That's a big pick because that just leaves Alarm for the sustainability, and it's not looking like it's enough here with both the DPS falling right afterwards. It's going to be Leave getting a 2K.
They are literally out the spawn door.
They saw what Jimmy wanted to go for there. They saw how hungry he was. Just
they're going to bait them in, Vicky. Look at them. They're waiting for Jimmy to go in. He's going to kill everybody.
Jimmy did go in, and he went in the backlines, and he's still unstopped. Just the fact that they knew he was going to do this, they haven't left the spawn doors like you mentioned, Jaws. Can you give him a chance?
Yeah. This fight could decide it all, though. 20 seconds remains.
But Carpe and Rascal lost too much health, and they're down, and now with less than 15 seconds, it's going to be another cleanup from the Hunters. They just want to make this a team wipe. Papa, though, doesn't let that happen, finds 2. That's at least a great start with the spawn advantage going in favor of the Fusion, but Leave has still not been stopped, and Nisha has the res onto Gaga. Payload is absolutely crucial, or else that payload's going to stop, and you're going to have the Hunters moving that wave over for free if they can get that free real estate. Gaga's taking a sleep despite being antied, and it's going to be Carpe finding that Deadeye pick. Luckily, Fusion are picking up the scraps, and they're picking up the pace as they are able to get this payload moving and find these picks that they've been struggling to find since the very start of this map.
Yeah, OT is headshots did end his life, which meant that he could play so much more safe. Rascal as well. They're going to fight in the bank, though. My word.
Oh, Gaga actually finding that pick up to Carpe. Yeah, no, Gaga's not letting go. He's jumping around. He means monkey business, and they're funneled over to the side room, so it even makes it easier. And getting mono at the very end, all thanks to Gaga initiating. 30 seconds now to get this payload to point B. Got the reset from Hotba and the Diva Bomb, but Gaga's found Toby, and how Hotba's gone down. That just leaves Alarm for the sustainability. But with this nano boost, they have mono with the primal. Rascal's taking a lot of damage, and the anti is what does it in for Rascal. But they're not able to really get anything moving from the Fusion. It's the Hunters that are successfully kept them at bay. They're stalling for as long as possible here, Jaws, but how long until they trickle in like we've seen before?
Oh, the clone on to the Winston, but no, Gaga's already dead. Leave's clone was way too late, Vicky.
Oh, what? They keep winning these fights at the very end, overtime again. It's like they love it.
Yeah, they've already used Rally too. The Fusion are in a sore situation. Monk's going to nano Leave as he goes in.
Oh, Hoppa melted Jimmy there too, and Gaga is taking a nap. It's going to be Carpe that tries to have the Deadeye, but it's Leave that finds 2 first. Now Carpe waking up Gaga out to the side, and he gets anti too, but you still have the Hunters finding so many picks. The way that they kept turning the corner, the choke point with the payload. Once again, they had such a troublesome time taking this, but it's Leave that has that focusing beam, and they shut down Leave before he gets anything else done. And this seems to be what we've seen coming out of Leave, where he's always finding these 2 picks. Carpe is hanging out in the back, and you worded it right there where he's been playing extremely patient. They've been giving a lot of that space over to the Hunters, and it's just respect that they were able to buy for themselves. Leave is back in this fight, and it's going to be Jimmy that's found Rascal first. Toby's there. Maybe he could try to get a res if he hasn't used it yet, but it's going to be Nisha now. Not only getting anti, but getting taken out, and Toby does get Rascal back in this fight.
What a shot from Carpe.
Finding that head, doming Monk, and now the Diva Bomb coming in from the skies. Luckily, everybody is taking position behind cover. Jimmy still found Alarm's head, a trade for a head.
Mines in the back, though.
Mines in the back, and also sleeping on the mines. And now Leave has a duplicate onto the Ana, tries to get that sleep in. Big anti, though, onto Gaga and Nisha. Luckily, and Nisha going all in, taking care of business in their own hands. Currently have the Hunters winning this trade, and Hoppa is going to meet the rest of Toby and Mono in the spawn. This is looking scary as the rest of the Hunters
get on high, and Carpe is going to have a little bit more to deal with. Speaking of that, yeah, Gaga's going to pay him a little visit.
Gaga has just been absolutely tear on the back lines. If you can find Carpe, oh, he gets put to sleep. They're tired of Gaga, but that's a resource wasted into Gaga. Luckily, it was way worth it, too, because now they've lost Monk and Jimmy, so that's finding a 3 here for the Fusion to hold this defense.
Yeah, Gaga's just waiting for people to go in, or he's going to initiate at the same time as leave. If you lose one person, you have to... No one's there to actually disturb it. Oh, Carpe's in trouble again, though. He's dead!
Oh, they found him! The way that they waited that out, did they wait for Toby to actually get that res? And now the Hunters have the number advantage, having Gaga back in this fight after that res from Nisha. And look at these ultimates that are online. I mean, you currently have the Fusion to track him. If he finds that pick onto Toby, that could be crucial after that Valk is already worn out. They don't have eyes on him just yet, almost getting the D-Mech and the reset. Elsa's antied now. And the way that this is playing so spread apart, Jaws, is so chaotic.
Self-destruct. Carpe finds yet another head. Elsa's going to go down.
Oh! Now Monk is matched with that. Toby gets the res, and at the very end, the Fusion have been able to hold their own despite Jimmy having that off angle for so long. But they wake them up at the same time as long as they manage to hold this payload. And Gaga's so fixated in the backlines, they split up their forces with this minefield and the rotation. If they can't get on the point, then you currently have the Hunters moving this payload for free.
Couple more meters, but Leave ends up going down.
Oh, Leave is done, and
I think we are going back into the game as we speak. Couple of seconds remains while OT is here. They just need to push people off, Vicky.
yeah, it's been Mono who's been able to hold on to this payload since before the pause. We saw that earlier, but Toby's gone down. Yeah, Toby's dead, and that all started out from an anti too. Elsa has the Diva Bomb, and Monk now is antied, but Monk doesn't get taken out here. Instead, it's going to be Gaga, and that's going to be the disruption that you made mention of. The backline's gone here, and the Diva Bomb now not finding Hoppa. Hoppa's retaliating right back, and luckily Mono is still holding his own. The overtime and nobody's there. They respected it because of the Diva Bomb. Philadelphia Fusion by the skin of their teeth. Diva Bomb going for reset, at least does have it here. Now tries to utilize it over to the side room, but a little bit spread out here. Finds two from the support. Leave every single time of these duplicates. It still gives them a nano boost. Why don't you just clean things up here while Mono is having this primal rage, absolutely having this tantrum, but it's working out for Fusion, finding 3 luckily, despite Lee popping off and taking care of the support lineup. It doesn't matter because the Fusion had the sustainability that they needed themselves.
Yeah, this is sustained. 2 tanks.
Gaga things as we see rolling out of that situation. Now going to be able to disrupt the piece in the back lines as Leave now found Hotba, but the destruction has taken care of Leave and Gaga. So many members of the Hunters are going down, just leaving Monk for the sustainability after Nisha goes down. Luckily though for the Fusion, they're in a really good position, not only on the high ground, but now with Mono diving in. It doesn't matter though, the anti is the reason why Jimmy finds that, but they're going to take that fight and they're going to take that point while they're at it.
Yeah, they actually burn.
Set up in the back. Can they focus down on Gaga before he gets away? Lee found Toby? Where was Toby even positioned over to the side? I mean, Toby looked like he was trying to hang out with the rest of the team, but Leave now coming over to the side room, and now he's going to be able to use that focusing beam on Hotba. D-Mech Hotba while they're at it, and now that means they have no tanks and nobody else left from the rest of Fusion. That's a lot of time taken away. A 3-minute time back that they got for themselves after that first point.
Supports from engaging. Speaking of engagements, 3-man anti.
Oh, and Hoppa's gonna reset. Luckily, Alarm stayed alive, but not Toby. And Hoppa found the Diva Bomb kill off of Jimmy. And Jimmy's still doing so. He did so much damage before that, though. Here comes Alarm, the anti, taking care of Nisha. Rascal on the duplicate and getting that reset and making sure that that melee attack was gonna be it to take out Monk. The way that this has been going back and forth, Nisha coming into this fight with the Valk, trying to help out Leave, who's been such a threat here. Carpe now trying to find that mark, but Jimmy's taking care of Alarm, and now that's a support down from the Fusion.
I mean, this has just got Chengdu written all over it. Like, they're taking the fight to the spawn of the Fusion again. It's like we're watching Dorado. They're taking the fight to the gates. It's absurd. He hasn't got shift available. He's got Death Blossom. He's actually knocked down by the Diva.
Oh, but Carpe finds a Deadeye pick off of Nisha. They
didn't touch. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Damage with the focusing beam on earlier. He's going to back off, though, and they're just trying to control that space. They know that the rest of Fusion are in that side room, but Mono's found Nisha, and Monk is antied. A bad situation to be in if you're the support lineup of the Hunters. Great performance between Mono and Hotba to ensure that they got more of that follow-up from the anti there. Carpe, too, with these dynamites. So you're going to have that Bob online for this next fight. initiative for Hunters, and Leave with the duplicate has already built up the primal. Jimmy found the first pick here in this fight, but Monk is low. They trade that for both Anas, and the duplicate is still leaving its mark, with Leave just swiping away at everybody else, controlling so much space. Luckily, Nisha got into position to res Monk, and that's the difference maker, because now Toby's down, as Alarm has to make his way over to help out the rest of Fusion. Oh, but Hoppa coming to save the day, Jaws, and Rascal to match that. He wants to be just like Hoppa, and that's what the duplicate comes into play, but now
Almost a minimum of a draw here for the Hunters if they manage to cap it, but Mono gets rezzed.
Oh, everyone's trickled over to the side room, but that doesn't stop Leave, and he resets quickly with this duplicate, and they still find these numbers around Fusion. Chengdu Hunters currently are doing so well, getting that team wipe, and now they're moving on to that. The sound barrier to start this initiation now, it's going to be Mono who finds Elsa first. That's a big pickoff, and with Gaga taking a nap, he gets woken up. Mono now trying to find this dive. Doesn't get anything, but the anti is what finalizes Jimmy and Gaga. They didn't actually waste too much in ultimates, but it's a great start for Fusion to build into a line of their own. The rest of the Fusion now diving in with the duplicate too. It's Leave. He has it at the ready. He gets stunned, and it's Jimmy now bringing a lot of this fight here. The rally is online from Toby. Hoppa gets demeched in the process, so that rally not really helping him out. It's going to be Leave with the duplicate. You can see the way that the Hunters are playing this. They're trying to spread out the Fusion. They're losing so much health, and Jimmy's gone down from Toby. You saw that Jimmy was on his tail for so long, and this anti takes out Elsa and Nisha. We're fighting a trade in numbers, but it's the Fusion that have more of those numbers in their side, and now less than 30 seconds. Anti though onto both tanks. Gaga takes so much damage, and they take him out. That's absolutely huge now, because they won't have Gaga for this fight, and now Nisha's gone too. Unfortunately for Rascal, he's not in his fight, but it doesn't matter. He took out Leave in the process, and it's looking like the Fusion are turning this around.
Yep, OT ticking down, Vicky. That's going to be it. They're going to end up in a draw, and we're going to go to a map number 5. This could go 6 as well. Oh my word. The Fusion, very quick engage, although Mano is kind of feeding on the ball right now. Yeah, he's antied, and he's going to go down, and then Jimmy, an easy click on the head of Alarm, so that will stop that from happening. And he should go down again. Oh, maybe not. Nice peel there from Hopper.
Alarm took a lot of damage getting to not be in that line of sight. Really trickles down to that intel that you're going to have to know where Jimmy's location is, and he's still fighting these pigs. Jaws now, he's found Alarm.
The longer this fight goes on, the better it is for the Hunters right now. Jimmy's just clicking head after head after head. Look at the perma pocket on him as well. Yeah, please look at the supports instead of the Widowmaker that's getting double pocketed. Self-destruct finds absolutely nothing. And on the Chengdu Hunters, they're in OT right now.
99% and not even contested, with the fact that the Fusion haven't even flipped this point once so far in this round, and they're still finding these picks come through. Jimmy got away with murder.
Using to let him go down.
Wow.
And Mono just dies for it as well.
The damage output was intense. This kind of just seems to be the theme here when it comes to Mono. They do manage to get that res. Ooh, a big anti though onto Leave and Gaga. Also gets demeched in a way better position now to reverse the situation in favor of the Fusion, but Mono's gonna go back down again after that anti. They don't let him live, and it's gonna be Far Away that claims that. Rascal and Hotbud though are gonna make up for it, finding Yveltal, and Far Away is gonna have to hold back after Jimmy is gonna be a lone warrior to hang out here. He is nano boosted, but he's antied and he's put to sleep, and he won't be able to get anything done.
Away.
Instead, Far Away now, he's gone, he's out of this fight, and Rascal's gonna make up for it though, now having the duplicate. They're gonna take the point first.
Far Away time, but nope, no one did. It was a fight off the point. Another engagement though, Carpe instantly dies.
Yeah, that fight just lasted so long, but Leave getting a 2K, still causing so much destruction up thanks to that pocket 2 that we're seeing from Yveltal. And now as the point is trying to get flipped by the Hunters, they're not going to give it too easily, but still the Hunters have the number advantage despite losing one member, and they are going to be able to successfully take it. He got stunned and deleted. He couldn't even pop the primal. Instead,
that has to have been a mistake copying the, unless he sends out the nano and gets something. Rascal dies though randomly. Okay, and a big anti actually. I'd take it back.
Oh yeah, that was way worth it right there. I like Gaga being able to close things out here around the rest of the Fusion. They didn't get the bubble coming down, and the duplicate's online from Rascal. Also gets stunned and gets demeched here. Luckily finding Rascal first for this fight, and now Leave the DPS lineup of the Hunters constantly brings us satisfaction seeing these pigs come on board, finding 3, make it 4. space. Charge on the ultimate with the Diva Bomb to be Rascal, and now with overtime online, they found Gaga. This is a great start for the Fusion, but they can't ignore Lee, who has that Nano Boost. He gets antied, but Yveltal goes down. He had the Valkyrie, which could have been crucial here on maintaining this point, especially since Jimmy just found Carpe. Mono is now antied, and Toby goes down. This could actually go either way despite Hoppa now getting put to sleep if they just force him off. Now Alarm goes down too,
Jimmy
but
is still killing
Rascal was
people.
able to try to go in, and this is what happens when you bring a close quarter fight to a Reaper, and Jimmy's getting away with it.
Oh my god, oh, he booped him off, but Gargo's to the rescue.
Gaga was like, hold up, let me tell you something. Getting 2, even though Mono got that environmental pick off of Jimmy. This fight is still going on. And luckily, though, you have the Fusion that flipped it back in their favor. But for how long can they maintain this? For a lot longer, it seems like, Jaws. Now that Carpe's gotten that Deadeye pick off of Yveltal.
Yeah, OT's going to take down so quickly as well. They're going to make their way back onto the point, and Leaves almost got copy again.
Oh, but Rascal's found far away. This may just go back into favor of Fusion, flip the point. Now it's just a matter of maintaining this position to stay on the point. They have to keep it into overtime. Although the Hunters have found 2, but they're going to trade that for both Gaga and Leave. This is the opportunity because Gaga had the minefields ready and Leave had the duplicate to make this fight a lot easier for the Hunters. This fight is going on for so long. We're having a repetition from the last fight.
Elsa was crouched in the corner trying to play solid Snake there. That was kind of nice. All right, okay. That
Still lived through it. Despite that, though, Leave had Yveltal right there, and now Carpe's gone down. Leave came back for seconds, and Farway's out, but it's okay. They still have Yveltal to help out with that sustainability. Overtime once again flipping for the Hunters. This is the 3rd time that we see this fight go down. The res, though, may be the nail in the coffin for the Hunters to solidify this map. It's going to be it, and Jimmy isn't going to let anybody else live. Alarm is still on the point, but they find him, and they close out this map. What a fight. The Chengdu Hunters, they win against the Philadelphia Fusion.
a 3-1 in 5 we had a draw. 3-1 in a draw. My word, maths not my strong suit right now, not gonna lie. 7 AM math not looking too good. Regardless, the Chengdu Hunters take